Travelers, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be sharing how you can enter European country using self-check-in like an EU citizen. Doesn't matter what kind of passport you're having, you can use the self-check-in to skip that long queue at the immigration. So you don't necessarily need the red passport or European kind of passport to have to check in at the immigration. Like just have direct entry to the EU country you are going to. So I'll be showing you how you can skip this process and just do your self check-in and enter into the country. Just stay tuned, stay with me. Hey travelers, have you ever wondered how some people breeze through airport immigration using self check-in kiosks even without EU passport? Well, in this video I'll show you how you can enter a country using self check-in just like an EU citizen. Stay tuned to the end because I will show you pro tips that can save you time and stress at the border. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop the question in the comments. So when you fly airlines like KLM, Air France, Lufthansa, Iberia, Alitalia and the likes of EU bound flights, let's say you fly from Italy to Spain, it's like a local flight. You don't have to go through border check, border control again because you are in the EU ban zone. But if you fly airlines like Turkish Airlines, Pegasus Airlines, Israel Airlines, Egypt Airlines, Royal Jordanian, Qatar Airways or Qatar Airlines or Qatar Airways, United Airlines, those are non-EU bound flights. So most of the times you have to go through the immigration and you have to get stamped. And most of the time it's all passport. So you're having a long waiting time, long queue. But you can always avoid that to just do self-check-in. Even if you are not EU passport holder, you can always keep that long line and do a self check-in, which is super easy and straightforward. So I'm going to tell you what it takes for you to have access to self check-in or to go through that self check-in. So stay tuned. So first thing first, many airports in Europe and beyond now have what is called automated border control, like which allow passenger to enter the country without going through manual passport control. These gates are usually reserved for EU citizens, but here is where it gets super interesting. You might be able to use them even without EU passport, be you Asian, Africa, from America, from Australia, whatsoever. So who can use the self-check-in EGate? EU citizen, EEA, Swiss citizens. And this is where it gets interesting for non-EU people. People that hold a resident permit in the EU can as well use that same self-check-in. All you need to do, it's quite easy and straightforward. If you find someone that is standing hanging in that self check-in, you may as well ask. But what you need to do is quite simple. If you have a resident permit, most of the resident permit is always attached to your passport. Sometimes you have the plastic, sometimes some people, their resident permit is on their passport, like a sticker. But it doesn't matter if it is sticker or if it is on plastic. But what matters is if your passport is attached, like your passport number is attached to your resident permit, you can gain access with self check-in. All you need to do, scan your passport, not your resident permit, your passport. Make sure you press it nicely. Press it on that scan. It's going to open, like it works, and I know for sure, like I've done this before and I know you can do it. So make sure you just press the data page. The gate is going to open for you and you can just check in without that long queue. So this is how it gets easy and pretty to get to the EU zone. You might as well want to check your eligibility before your flight, but people that are coming in with a visa, this is not applicable to a visa holder. It's only applicable to someone that has resident permit, and you want to make sure your passport is biometric and you have EU resident card. You must always carry it along, definitely. So you can always use the self check-in to any EU country you're going into. So these are just the things you want to be sure. You want to scan your passport and just gain access to that country you are going to. But like I said earlier, this is only applicable to non-EU flights. Mostly when you fly Turkish, Qatar, those are not EU banned flights. You have to go through immigration most times. And I think also for BA too. So, but you can always do a self check-in if you are a resident of the EU. So those are just the things. And so you want to just scan the passport at the machine, look straight at the camera for facial recognition. If successful, the gate will open and you are into the EU country you're visiting. So it's as pretty straightforward and as easy as that. So final thoughts and pro tips. Now you know how you can enter a country using self-check-in EGate, just like an EU citizen, even though you don't have an EU passport, be you Asia, Africa, America, or whatsoever. You can always enjoy these services too. The fast track self check-in, you can always enjoy it in as much you have a resident permit from the EU. So always remember this key point. Check your eligibility for EGate and self check-in before traveling. Do your findings, do your research. It doesn't cost much. Just make sure you are on the safe side. Check about it, read about it, ask about it. The next thing is use a biometric passport and make sure you carry necessary documents like resident permit. And if you're denied at the gate, try again. You can try as many times as possible. Just stay calm. But if this doesn't work for you after trying so many times, just proceed to the manual control all passports. So have you ever used the EGate successfully as non-EU traveler? I want to hear from you. I want to know your experience. I want you to drop comment on how you are able to get in or how you were unable to get in. So I want to hear from you and I want to share tips and on how you can really go about it. So if you like this video, please share and subscribe for more travel hacks. So I'll be seeing you in my next video.